the Federal Reserve has only one instrument, has only one instrument at its hand, which is essentially interest rate and monetary policy. And as they say, if all you own is a hammer, then every problem looks like a nail. So what they try to do is they are using the only instrument they have against inflation. But of course, the real cure for inflation is not to increase interest rates, which simply creates a recession sufficiently strong that it will essentially dampen demand at some point, which is kind of what it may get at some point in the near future. I think that's very likely. But the real reason that the Federal Reserve is the real considerations that the Federal Reserve takes into account when raising or lowering interest rates are what it's doing to the financial sector. So essentially, there are lots of people today calling for an easing of interest rates. Why? Because the increase in interest rate is threatening asset markets, because the asset markets rely on leverage trading. People borrow lots of money cheaply and then use it to make money in the asset market, sending up the prices of assets, and then of course they return the low return the money with the low rate of interest, leaving them with a big pile. This kind of trading and this kind of asset markets are threatened when the Federal Reserve must raise interest rates to fight inflation. The other thing you have to remember is that the last time the Federal Reserve was forced to raise interest rates, which was back in the mid 2000s, did the same thing. It slowly increased interest rates notch by notch, but by the time they got to about 5.25%, it pricked the 2007, it pricked the housing and credit bubbles in 2008. We are already at that level now. We already have seen the rumblings of a crisis. Of course, the financial sector is a little bit more regulated, a little bit more resilient, but not that much. I think a recession is essentially imminent. It's quite possible that it might even happen. The US might be in a recession before the next US elections, which would be quite an important development. So basically, it's not looking very good.